National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILDS, is championing the review of security sector's institutions' legislation to become more gender responsive. NILDS, with the support of the UN Women, is implementing the Enhancing Gender Responsive Security Operations and Community Dialogue Project 2. Director General of NILDS, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, made this known in Abuja at a press briefing on progress made towards security sector institutional reforms in Nigeria. Correspondent Linda Ike reports that Professor Abubakar said the project aims to enhance gender-sensitive security sector and foster community dialogue between women affected by conflict and security sector actors, as well as to fill the gaps identified in women's representation in the security sector. The UN Women Country Representative to Nigeria, Beatrice Eyong, said the project was launched in response for a wider need for a gender-responsive approach to security operations and for legislature and security agencies to address security concerns of women and girls in Nigeria. Eyong, who was represented by the Director of Programs, UN Women, Peter Mancha, called on all the legislators and other stakeholders to support the amendment of the security laws to further enhance a gender-sensitive environment for maximum efficiency and effectiveness in the security sector institutions and the society at large.
Critical to building an inclusive, responsive, and accountable security sector that reflects the diversity of the community. While the security sector institutions have strove on several occasions to achieve their mandates over the years, huge gender gaps are visible in their policies and operational procedures at all levels, as well as their enabling legislations. Yet, ensuring women's meaningful representation in the security sector is critical to building an inclusive, responsive, and accountable security sector that reflects the diversity of the community it serves.
While the call first for women meaningful participation in peace and security, and then also to create an enabling environment where the potentials of women can be maximally utilized for sustainable peace and security. And on call first for women.
In order to bring more sanity to the environment, the Lagos State government has again emphasized its determination to the development of Kantangwa ICT market to world-class marketplace, which at the moment is undergoing relocation from the popular Ikeja computer village. The renewed commitment came from the Special Advisor to the State Governor on EGIS and Urban Development, Dr. Olajide Abiodun Babatunde, during an inspection of the vast land area earmarked for the relocation computer village as part of the urban regeneration program of the state government. Dr. Babatunde expressed surprise at the continued occupation and collection of illegal fees amounting to millions of naira from traders and shop owners currently occupying the Kantangwa market, and declared that the contract with the Kantangwa market project consultant has since been terminated over 2 years ago due to non-performance of the contractor on the agreement reached with him, and it's therefore illegal for him or his representatives to collect any fees or money from anyone in any guise on the development of the market after termination of his contract. The general manager of Labska, architect Bolahon Uki, warned the subscribers and sellers in the market against any environmental infringement as well as blocking of roads leading into the market. The chairman of the State House of Assembly Committee on Physical Planning and Urban Development, Ogunkelu Sylvester, who led other members of the State House of Assembly, said they were in the market on a fact-finding mission following the directives of the Speaker.
We are here to do our oversight function due to the petition sent to the House of Assembly and was approved from the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, for the committee to treat it, and we've treated it. When we now treat the petition, we notice that briefing that the SA, EGIS and Urban have briefed us now. We've seen it with his briefing that they don't have any contract with Bridgeway again since 2022. And after that, Bridgeway still continue to sell the space at which is not meant to.
The concession agreement that was signed between the Lagos State government and Mrs. Bridgeways has been terminated 2 years ago, for which we believe that immediately they should have vacated and stopped operating within the market. However, we understand that innocent people continue to make payments as unsuspected to Mrs. Bridgeways, and we must bring this to a stop. Any responsible government has the responsibility of protecting our city.
We want to be sure accountability is very key. Then apart from that, henceforth, the environment must be clean. Vehicle must be able to move in and out. Those are the conditions that you need to put in place. You've taken over from him, he's now government. Everything you are dealing with is government. You heard what he said, that for now, you should not make any payments. For now, it doesn't say you are not paying again.
To submit all the relevant documents, and more so, there is one thing on that paper given to you. We will need passport photograph so that to identify you with the shed being allocated to you by Mr. Bridgeways. So whatever any transaction that you are having with the Bridgeway, the contractor on site, should be end today. I'm advising you and I'm appealing to you that that should be done quickly from now.
Federal government has strongly warned road users to limit their speed now that Lagos Third Mainland Bridge is fully reopened for vehicular movement after weeks of rehabilitation work following the successful completion of the first phase of the rehabilitation works. Speaking with newsmen at Yanoworo, end of the bridge, after inspection of the repair that was carried out, the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Engineer Olukorede Kesha, said with the rehabilitation work completed, there's a speeding limiting device to ensure motorists do not overspeed while applying the Third Mainland Bridge as part of efforts by government towards ensuring safety on the road. Engineer Kesha admonished Nigerians plying the ever-busy highway to take proper care of the road as it belongs to all Nigerians. The State Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiemi, said the Third Mainland Bridge was constructed by the federal government. The responsibility of taking care of the bridge falls on all users of the road.
The speed limit has been curtailed to 80. It's going to be displayed conspicuously now at the median, and then there will be speed limiting devices that will catch or capture anyone that is overstepping that, and you have Lagos State government to deal with at the renewal of your light vehicle license. That this infrastructure does not belong to federal government. Instead, it belongs to us. Like I said earlier, the president does not fly here every day, but I fly here every day. So it's mine, it's yours. So if we all know that it is ours, if your vehicle breaks down, and we're going to put more security surveillance on the road, so you don't have anything to fear. There will be CCTV very soon. You understand? We're working on the control room.
This is an infrastructure that's been given to us by federal government, so it's ours, and we need to embrace and keep it, because a lot of money has been spent on this, and it's actually going to ease a lot of our transport. We all know what we went through during this process. So, of course, infrastructure-wise, whatever we need to do, Lagos State, of course, will always be up and doing in getting that done. As regards vandalism, we know our people. I'm using this opportunity to appeal to everyone that there will be zero tolerance on anyone caught trying to mess around or destroy the infrastructure that has been put in place.
The federal government on Friday insisted on the 240% hike in tariff payable by power consumers in the Band A category, despite calls for its reversal. It also revealed that the subsidized power pricing regime would be for the short term, with a transition plan to achieve a full cost reflective tariff within a period of 3 years. However, the decision did not go down well with the Nigeria Labour Congress, which told the federal government to prepare for the consequences of the tariff hike, which it described as wicked and unpopular, stressing that since the government prepared to listen to the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, it should be ready to face the consequences. The head of information, NLC, Benson Ukpa, said on Saturday that the labor union did say earlier that the tariff hike was insensitive and unpopular, and if the government decides to continue with the hike or persist in something that is perceived evil, then it's equally prepared for the consequences of that evil. Manufacturers and their organized labor had kicked against the hike in tariff payable by about 1.9 million consumers, which was approved and announced by the federal government on Wednesday. Subsidy on electricity was withdrawn completely from the tariff of consumers on the Band A category, which constitutes about 15% of the total 12.82 million power consumers across the country. We'll take a break now to bring you stories from the foreign scene. Welcome back. Mexico has suspended diplomatic relations with Ecuador after police forcibly broke into its embassy in Quito and arrested former Ecuadorian Vice President Jorge Glass, who had sought political asylum there. Glass, who had been convicted twice of corruption, has been staying in the Mexican embassy since December, claiming he was being persecuted by Ecuadorian officials. Mexico's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement on Friday that it had offered political asylums to Glass, calling on Ecuador to grant him safe passage out of the country. But Ecuadorian special forces wearing tactical gear, including bulletproof vests and helmets, forcibly entered the embassy on Friday night and arrested Glass. Mexican President Andres Manuel López Obrador wrote in a post on X that the storming of the embassy and arrest of Glass constitutes an authoritarian act and a flagrant violation of international law and sovereignty of Mexico. More than 30 Democratic members of the U.S. House of Representatives have called for a full halt to the transfer of weapons to Israel in a letter to President Joe Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. In a red letter signed by the lawmakers, including former House Speaker and Biden ally Nancy Pelosi, it says in light of the recent strike against aid workers and the ever-worsening humanitarian crisis, the House believed it was unjustifiable to approve these weapons transfer. Pressure has been mounting on the White House and Western governments to stop arming Israel, with no let-up in the Israeli military's bombardment of the Gaza Strip, where the death toll since October has crossed 33,000. Thousands of people have taken to the streets in downtown Budapest to protest against the government of Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. The protest on Saturday was led by Peter Magyar, 43, a former government insider turned critic who used to be married to Orban's ex-Justice Minister Judith Varga. Magyar has said he also plans to challenge Orban's Fidesz's party by eventually launching his own pro-European Union political party. On Saturday, reports said that more than 10,000 people were expected to join the demonstration. Protesters marched towards Hungary's parliament, some of them shouting, "We are not scared," and "Orban, resign." Many wore the red, white, green national colors or carried the national flag, symbols that Orban's party used as their own for the two past decades. Up next is sport after this break. Welcome back. Former Super Falcons forward Patience Avre has said that Nigeria will be under pressure for the second leg of their Olympic qualifiers against South Africa following their narrow home win. The Super Falcons defeated South Africa 1-0 in the first leg of the Paris 2024 Olympics final qualification round, which was played at the MKO Abiola Stadium on Friday. Avre, who played at 3 World Cups and was among the Falcons team at the 2000 Summer Olympics in Australia, has said that the result is not good enough to take to the away leg in South Africa. She noted that a lone goal was not good enough. It's tight, but at least they tried by beating South Africa, who are Nigeria's rivals. Coach Randy Waldron made a host of changes to the side that defeated Cameroon in February as Christy Ucheibe replaced Oluwatosin Dimehi at centre-back. Chidinma Okeke came on in for the unavailable Ashley Plumper at left-back, while Uchenna Kanu and Chinwendu Uhezuo were handed a start in attack. Arsenal regained top spot in the Premier League after goals from Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz and Leandro Trossard secured a thumping 3-0 success, which dented Brighton's push for Europe. Mikel Arteta's men arrived at the Amex Stadium, having dropped to third place in the table, following Manchester City's 4-2 win at Crystal Palace in Saturday's lunchtime kickoff. Fit again top scorer Saka set the Gunners on course to return to the summit by converting a debatable first-half penalty before substitute Trossard sealed victory over his former club following a tap-in from Havertz. The North London visitors were worthy winners in the South Coast and sit at a point ahead of both Liverpool, who play their game in hand at Manchester United on Sunday, and City as attention switches to a Champions League quarter-final tie with Bayern Munich. And that's the news on MITV. Thanks for staying with us. I am Jumoke Michaels. Good night.